Record.
Okay, action.
Yeah, so when I ask for a little something, just for some space or time or whatever, I'm disrespectful, but I'm controlling it. Anyway.
Listen, this is what I want. I want Ray to be respectful of time. I want him to be respectful of space. I want him to be, I want him to pick up, clean up. I want him to come in at a certain time. I want him to stop smoking marijuana. When he get his check, pay his bills, pick up his medication on time, make sure he help around the house with certain things. And I want my money. I want all the money.
Two of those things are non-negotiable. Two of those things are not really any of your business. I won't smoke weed in your house, but you can't say that that I'm gonna need to stop smoking weed. It's not a barrier. It's not disrupting my life or yours or anybody else's. I can smoke a little. So the little bit of weed that I'm smoking, like I said, I won't smoke any so that you can smell it.
What's a little way?
A little is what a little for me. It doesn't. That's not. I don't even need to answer that question because, like I said, that's not any of your business. Whether or not it's not. No, it's just the truth. What I'm doing with my body, if it's not hurting you, and I'm smoking a little bit of weed with my friends, yeah, that's cool. It's cool. And you cannot tell me what time I can come in. I know that I'm in your house, but that's crossing the line.
So Ray, looking for privacy around marijuana, and Hannah looking for boundaries around marijuana when it comes to the house that you guys share. That's your home, right? Is that right?
Yes, yes.
And I think earlier I heard you say, looking for ideas that are going to get you the cleanliness and order when it comes to the housework, and looking for consistency of schedule and respect for your quiet and your space and your routine when it comes to the living arrangements. Is that right?
Yes.
And Ray, for you with living arrangements, looking for ideas that get you the flexibility, the accommodation of your disability and of your individual lifestyle, looking for some peace, and also that timing, figuring out a plan that gets you the ability to be up at night and have your rest as something that's important for living arrangements.
I mean, it's not all the time. It's not like I'm keeping the same hours all the time, but sometimes, I go out. Sometimes, I work night gigs. If you want me to bring in money, too, how can you tell me I got to be in a certain time when there are night gigs as well? Some of this is work that I'm doing. I know it's not consistent yet.
So having flexibility for the time that you arrive home is important when it comes to the living arrangements.
Yeah.
Flexibility. Sounds like you're taking his side. I don't want flexibility. It's just you're gonna do it. That's what I want him to do it.
Right, and so you're looking for compliance and being mindful of the rules and your schedule. Is that right?
Yes, that's exactly right.
And when we get so we're actually moving shortly into the next stages of the mediation, which will be, just listing the topics, all the things that you have been talking about, and then brainstorming will give you an opportunity to get that space and quiet and mindfulness of your routine and schedule that you're looking for. And you'll be able to find ideas that get you all of the flexibility and routine around the living arrangements.
Is this the part where we're gonna make the notes for him to take with him? Because that's what you need.
So feeling curious about what kind of written agreements come out of the mediation, is that right?
Yes, exactly.
And looking for some documentation?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Because he's not taking notes, as you can see.
So the final step after brainstorming is actually writing the agreement. And at that point, we take everything that you have agreed to, and all the solutions that you've come up with, and we do write it out. And that is something that you can take home, and we can make copies, for both of you.
See what he just did? He was yawning. He can't text, so he's yawning. So that means you're not listening. You listening? Are you listening?
See, it's always something. I can't be over here yawning.
So, and I'm feeling frustrated with the way communication is happening, between the two of you at the table, and at home, and looking for respect and maybe politeness. Is that right?
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Politeness and respect.
So maybe communication between the two of you is something that you might want to, as a piece of what's been going on, and feeling dismissed, in terms of the way.
Communication is main for me. And respect is main for me. I mean, those are two of the topics, two of the things that I want y'all to drive home with him. I mean, listen on a piece of paper. Will that help? Maybe you need some notes you can pin up on the wall like that. Clean up. Don't smoke marijuana. Don't come in after this time. Maybe if you listen like that on the paper, you can see it every day. You know what it is you have to do.
See, you're still talking about those things that I already said I'm not doing. I'm not a child, and those are things you cannot tell me to do. You cannot tell me what time I can and cannot, like what schedule and what hours I can keep. How is this? I don't understand this, why that part is so difficult. I understand that you want me to keep your house neater than I'm keeping it. I get that. Why can't you understand that different people hold different hours, and you cannot tell me what time I can and cannot hold in my life? Like this, this is.
So very feeling controlled, when it comes to communication. And
I feel
looking
like
for
she
some
is
freedom
trying
and
to
expression.
control me, and this is the struggle here. This is the battle between me being controlled and doing exactly what she wants me to do, and me living a life trying to navigate this mental illness and everything else.
So control must be one of your things, one of your issues, one of your concerns, one of your...
I wonder where I might have gotten that from then if it is. Mom.
So Anna, feeling curious about what's behind the control that Ray feels. Is that right?
Not exactly. I mean, I just want y'all to put it up on that paper, on that piece of paper right there, so that he can see it and we can take it home. That's what I want y'all
So
to
looking
do.
for clarity and documentation of the agreements that we come up with today. Is that right?
Exactly.
See, this is why I was asking about confidentiality in the beginning. See, she wanted to take it home so she could have it posted up somewhere and point to it every time she thinks I'm not doing something on the list. Like she'll pop out of bed and be like, see, you said you was going to come home at this time. Or when her friends are around. You see how we left that dish over there?
So feeling angry,
Point to the
angry about
agreements.
the way accountability happens, and anxious about
I
the
just know
way
she
that.
gonna try to embarrass me.
Okay, can you share more about that?
I mean, she talks down to me when her friends are around. She's like, oh, look at it. Oh, he probably just getting up. Look at what time it is. Stuff like that. Just always some smart comments and remarks to make me feel bad about how I'm living my life or how I'm trying to do what I'm doing.
Everybody that I know, and me included, I want my son to be successful. I want him to have the things in life that he's supposed to have. I want him to enjoy the things he wants to enjoy. Do the things that he
No,
wants
you
to
don't. That's why didn't you hear yourself about my band? Why can't you just want me to be happy? You obviously got, I didn't want to be depressed. So now I'm just trying to find some happiness. just trying to find some balance to not feel sunk all the time.
So Ray, looking for the opportunity to feel joy and happiness and freedom, and also looking for some understanding and consideration of your disability and the burdens, the burden that you feel from health issues. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I feel like, I don't know if you want to try these, I think you did.
Yeah, Wendy, just to check in, I think, I think I'm ready to move on to step 3 of listing topics. What about you? What are your thoughts? You feel ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then at this stage of the process, what we'll do is build a list together of all the topics that you have discussed, and that are a piece of what's been happening that you may want to make a plan about. So one of the topics that I think I hear you both discuss is living arrangements. For you, Anna, I think you wanted ideas around living arrangements that got you quiet and respect of your routine. Is that right?
Exactly, that is.
And Ray, when it comes to living arrangements, you were looking for ideas that get you peace and freedom to be up at night, and some understanding of your disability. Is that right?
Yeah, that feels good.
So would living arrangements be something to list as a piece of what's been happening?
Absolutely, right now, up there.
Okay, so at this point, yeah, we're gonna make a list on the board of all the topics that are being discussed.
Tell us some things. Let me see what you got.
I have another one that I'd like to try out to see if it works for y'all. Another topic that I hear you both discussing is housework. For you, Anna, I think you wanted ideas about housework that would get you the cleanliness and timeliness for housework and the agreements that you and Ray made.
Yes.
And for you, Ray, I think you were looking for ideas around housework that would get you understanding and also compassion and some support around housework.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna put housework up there?
So is this a topic that you'd like to list?
I think we could talk about it.
Okay.
We talked about it, we just gotta do it.
Yeah, well, another topic I think I heard you both discuss is marijuana. For you, Anna, I think you were looking for boundaries, and that your relation and that gets you the relationship and reputation with your neighbors when it comes to the marijuana. Is that correct?
Well, the first thing you said, I mean, he is grown and I'm not with him 24 hours a day. I can't tell him what to do. I can tell him, but he's not gonna do it. Never does it. But I want there to be boundaries. You understand?
So it sounds like feeling unsure of the ability to enforce certain boundaries, and that maybe in addition to boundaries, looking for obedience. Is that right?
Yeah, and to yes. Well, I don't know if it's so much obedience as I want him to, if I say don't cook in my kitchen after 8 o'clock at night, that's what I mean. If I say don't smoke in or around my house, that's what I mean. If I say, don't do something at a certain time on a certain day, that's what I mean. Period.
So it sounds like you're looking for some, that in addition to the boundaries, looking for trust? Is that right?
Well, I'm looking for him to,
Ooh, trust. Yeah, we could put that up there. Let's talk about trust. I'd like to be trusted.
Okay, so Ray, hearing that trust is something important for you as well.
Yeah, there's so much lack of trust.
Can you share more about what you mean?
I mean, she don't trust what I'm doing with my time. She don't trust taking my meds. She don't trust, that I have intention to clean up. She don't trust that, when I come in, there's just, yeah. I don't see any trust, really. Then I'm trying, even.
Ray, can you tell us a little bit more about or share a little bit more about what's important for you around trust?
Well, I mean, it might look like, all right, so sometimes, we gotta be a little bit patient with other folks. That's one thing I certainly have learned, and I'm still working on it. And I think that she's just ready to jump to, being frustrated with me all the time. Instead of giving me a minute to trust and say, okay, I know whatever, you must have came in tired. Here he is again, leaving a little mess, but all right, I'm going to just leave it here for him so he can get it. Trust that I'm going to get it. Trust that, I'm going to pay you back. And not just hearing about it. I mean, there are some folks who wouldn't even charge their kid no rent. So, I mean, it's not like you wasn't getting it when I wasn't here. And yeah, I am taking up some of your resources, and I do want to contribute to the house. But, I mean, let's be real, one of the bills that's being created is a bill that doesn't necessarily have to be. There's that, too. So, me owing you money for the rent that you charge me, that's I would just kind of let you stay if you needed my help.
can I say something? We are 10 minutes into listening to topics. You want to go over the 10 minutes?
Oh.
Oh, this guy. Okay. We were like,
I'm sorry.
Okay, so keep moving through topics. So Ray, sounds like patience is something that's important to you.
Yeah, there we go. You want me to put something patience or trust or whatever. There we go. You said what I got there.
Don't put patience up there because I'm patient enough. I'm too patient.
Okay.
So, and trust,
Says you.
Trust is
good.
Patience
is how I
trust
experience
is good
not how
because
you experience you.
I got a problem trusting his word and his commitment and his ability to keep and
Yeah, so
stay
we
on
need to talk about
task.
trust.
And then he got trust with me. So
Yeah.
put trust up there. Yeah, that's something. Yes, because this is for you.
So when we
So yeah, it's all for me, right?
So when we get to step 4 of brainstorming, then you'll have a chance to talk about all the ideas to get you the trust and the patience, and the order, the cleanliness, the boundaries, all of the things that we've been talking about that are important to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you'll have a chance to come up with ideas that get you that trust and patience that you're looking for. Right now, in step 3 of listing topics, we're just trying to name the things that you're having the conflict around. And then when we get to step 4, brainstorming and solutions, that's when you have a chance to come up with all the ideas to get you what's important to you and get your needs met. Does that make sense?
I mean, I guess so. I think trust is the thing we have an issue around, but I'm gonna trust you in this process. So yeah, that sounds good to me.
so feeling trusting of the process even in this moment.
We here, we should.
How you trust y'all and don't trust me? That's what I want to know.
I was the one that brought up trust. You're the one with the lack of trust. I don't have the lack of trust like you have the lack of trust in me.
And you're feeling curious about Ray's ability to trust us at the table in the process that we're going through, but also feeling uncertain about his level of trust for you.
Yeah, I mean, I think he think y'all on his side or something. That's what I think. You think they on your side?
I don't think nobody's on my side. I just think they're here to get paid. Because you told them they are. They're working. What the hell are you doing? This going away here. They here to get paid, and we here to work this shit out.
Can I do it in a minute? Yeah. Okay. When it comes to, I'm hearing that, sorry, I got interrupted. Just let me pause for 1 minute. Okay, let me just give this to Renee. Oh, she's gone. Okay. Okay, let's go back in. Where were we?
So you just explained about
trust.
where we are process map, process where we are in stages. And a little bit about brainstorming, and they got into the discussion about trust.
Oh, yeah. And we want to keep it moving.
So, what else?
Okay, let's keep on with topics. So a topic I think I heard you both discuss is, a topic I think I heard you both discuss was the marijuana. And for you, Anna, I think you wanted ideas about the marijuana that got you, that maintained your boundaries in the house and also upheld your reputation with the neighbors. Is that right?
Yeah, boundaries, and I want my neighbors to respect me. Yes.
Okay, that got you respect from your neighbors.
Yes.
And Ray, you were looking for ideas around marijuana that got you fun and relaxation and privacy. Is that right?
Yeah, sounds like smoking it to me.
So would you say that marijuana is something to list as a piece of what's been happening?
I mean, she got the issue. I'll just not smoke in the house, but because I know I've gotten slack and
Really, it's his
I know she don't
behavior.
like
Can we
that.
put that up there? Can we put his behavior as a topic? Just behaviors, period. He seems to think that I do some things that he don't like. He do some things that I don't like.
So then let's put your behavior up. I mean, it goes both ways. I'm not here by myself.
So I'm hearing some ideas around solutions to get you the freedom and the privacy that you're looking for, and also the boundaries that you're looking for. Things about behavior, or Ray, you mentioned just not smoking in the house. And that's exactly what we're going to get to in step 4, brainstorming.
Okay.
So right now, again, I'm just trying to list the actual names of the things that you're having the conflict about. And then when we get to step 4 is when you'll get a chance to come up with
about me being
ideas.
on my phone.
So would you say marijuana is a piece of what's been happening?
Yes.
And just to clarify a bit more about where we're headed to in the stage 4, Jules just mentioned it a little bit, but a lot of the solutions or ideas you're coming up with, you'll have a chance to really spell out how you can get those things exactly, what that would look like. So you'll really have time to delve into that. I have one other topic that I'd like to throw out. So another topic I hear you discussing is communication. For you, Anna, you're looking for ideas about communication that would get you politeness and politeness in your interactions with Ray, and then respect. Respect from your neighbors, respect in your home. Is that right?
Yes, that is right.
Okay. And just feeling unheard and dismissed in your communications at home.
Exactly. Unheard is exactly right.
Okay. And for you, Ray, you're looking for ideas or wanting to get ideas about communication that will give you the support that you need, that would also give you positive interactions with Anna, and also the individuality that you desired that you desire. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so is communication something to list as a piece of what's been happening?
Mm-hmm.
What was the word?
Communication?
Absolutely, yeah. That should have been first, really.
And then Wendy, I just had one other topic, and that would be the topic of the disability check. And I think for you, Anna, that you wanted ideas around a disability check that got you consistency and timeliness of paying the bills. Is that right?
Yeah.
And for you, Ray, when it comes to the disability check, looking for sensitivity to your shifting priorities, and also looking for some help. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So would you say the disability check is something that you might want to make a plan about?
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
Yes?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Does this list capture the things that you've been having conflict about?
Yes, it does.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if you were to find a resolution to all of these topics, would this dispute be resolved?
Hope so.
Yes, I think so. I'm hopeful.
Okay. All right, well, that leads us to the next stage of the process, and that will be brainstorming. We're now moving into the solution phase. While the earlier part of mediation may have been focused on the past, now that you have used the past to have a discussion and define a list of topics, the rest of the mediation will be focused on the future. We'll focus on one topic at a time. We'll start by asking you to say any possible solutions you can think of. All ideas will be written down. Later, you'll pick the ones that you agree to and make any needed adjustments. Once you've decided on the ideas you want, you'll work out the details about what will be needed to make the ideas work. Throughout the brainstorming process, you can be as creative as you like. So, which of these topics would you like to start with?
Communication for me.
That's fine.
Randy?
What you said?
I said that's fine.
Okay. So what are all the ideas you have around brainstorm communication?
I want Ray to listen to me. All right? I want him to be respectful of his tone, the things he's saying, and I want him to be more receptive of what I'm saying.
Is it okay if I use R for Ray and A for Anna going forward?
Yes.
And that last thing you said, Anna, Ray is receptive to the things you're saying?
Yes.
Any other ideas, Ray?
How about she doesn't bark orders?
You can just throw them out. Any ideas you have?
I mean, I want
She stopped
him.
doing that. I'd be pretty.
I want him to be, you know, instead of just doing something or not doing it, to say what's going on. So if he's not gonna clean up, you know, maybe he could leave a note, you know, Mama got in a little late, you know.
If I had the energy to leave a note, I would just clean up. We know what the situation is. I mean, it's not like it would be the first time. I'm trying, all right? I'm gonna really try when I get in. Maybe I'll just start eating out before I come in, but then I have more money, so then I just have trash. But I don't know, because it's not that big. You're just making it a bigger deal than it needs to be.
Ray, you said you would try, I'm gonna make sure we capture that. You said, Ray, that you would eat out before coming home. You said something before that about trying to I don't know, clean up, try to not make a mess. But, you know, like I said, it's not my intention. I have intention, you know, like clean up, but I gotta eat. I'm hungry, and then I just, you know, get the itis and pass out. I just get sleepy.
Well, maybe he can just leave a note, Mama, you know, gonna clean up when I get up. You know, please don't trouble yourself or something. Or, you know, Mama.
Can we just say that the note is implied if you find the mess? Right now, can we just say that me saying this is the note in perpetuity, where if you see the mess, you're like, okay, I'm gonna guess he's gonna get it. And then if I don't have it up by a certain time, then you can say whatever you want to me. Can we, because I don't know, I mean, a note is nice and all, but like I said, if I had that kind of energy, I'd just go ahead and clean up.
He also said about if he doesn't leave a note, that then Anna can, did you say, then she can wake you or talk to you about it?
Yeah, then carte blanche, whatever, throw things, you know. Every now and then she likes to throw something.
So Anna understands that the note is implied and that Ray will clean up in the morning.
Yeah, yes, please.
Wait, say that again?
This last one that Ray said, I think just, if this is right, that Anna understands that the note is implied and that Ray cleans up in the morning. Is that what you meant, Ray?
Yeah, that works for me.
Wait a minute. That the note implies what?
That me saying this to you right now, if you find a mess in the morning, imply that there's a note there, even if you don't see nothing, that I'm gonna get it in the morning, that is my intention to clean it up myself.
No.
She said we could put whatever we want up there.
Don't put that.
It's too late, it's up there.
I want him to take some responsibility.
That's me taking responsibility.
And I want a note. I want a note about everything.
Ray takes responsibility.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And just to clarify, so at this point in the process, we put all ideas on the board, and then
even the ones that I don't like gotta go on the board.
right. So all the ideas go up, and then after this, then we'll go back, and then you can pick the ones that you can agree to and make changes to any of the ones that you don't agree with to see if they can work.
All right, there you go. The note to end all notes.
So the last one, so Ray
is.
I want
Ray.
I want him to write a note, like, if he gonna wash the dishes, you know, and I'm not there, Mama, I'm gonna get the dishes. If he gonna clean up, Mama, I'm gonna clean up. If he gonna, you know, he could just leave a note on the thing, Mama, I'm gonna be late tonight. So I'm not scared, you know, when I hear him coming in.
So Ray informs Anna if he will be late.
I think she wants me to inform her about everything, and that's just not, it's not reasonable.
So Ray sounds like looking for some understanding and flexibility when it comes to communication. What ideas do both of you have to get the flexibility and freedom of expression?
Well, you know, I think that I can sit down with Ray, you know, maybe once a week, if that's okay with him. And then we can just go over things that have been done or not been done. And then, you know, I'm not helping no more than I'm helping right now. I'm doing everything. But I'll be willing to listen to the issues and problems that he has. And then hopefully, we can work through, you know, some of those things. I can listen better. I'll do that.
And who listens better?
Yeah.
What other ideas do you have around communication?
What can you do, Reed?
There's a lot that I'm doing up there. I can.
That's not what you're doing. We're not agreeing to that. I just asked her that. That's just listing your issues and listing your
Well,
things.
we're still doing that though.
Just telling people what you're gonna do, please.
So what things around communication can give you really individuality that you want and the positive interactions? And Anna, for you, the respect and politeness that you want.
I mean, I got my two things is, you know, what I really need. They up there. Yeah, I think I'm good. I don't have that much issue. I just wish you know, we're talking a little bit. Like I said, don't borrow orders. I'm not, you know, some kind of servant that.
So earlier, Ray, you mentioned looking, wanting more patience from Anna.
Okay.
Is there any ideas you have about how to get that patience that you're looking for?
Because she just be more patient.
Anna's more patient?
Yeah, hey, I like that.
I don't think patience should be on the list. I don't think that should be on the list. I'm very patient. I don't think patience should be on there. I want you to draw a line to that one.
Yeah, look at you showing all this patience.
So Anna, feeling frustrated with the idea of patience, and just as a reminder, at this point in the process, we put all the ideas on the board, and then after that, we'll go back through and you can, you know, we'll circle the ones that you agree to, and ones that you don't agree to, you'll have a chance to talk about how to make it work for you.
Jules, he is getting confused.
You know what she could do? She could not talk down to me around to her friends or to, you know, to Dad.
I don't want patience on the list. Look, I have listed my favorite stuff. I listed it. I don't have no more to say about the list. Since you got all the ideas about the list, I don't have no more to say about the list. My favorite, I didn't pick my thing. And you don't communication in your behavior, communication with your trust, communication with, you know, respect, communication with, you know, what you're supposed to do and when you're supposed to do it, and communication about your responsibilities. I want you to pay your bills. I want you to communicate that.
So Ray tells Anna when he'll be paying bills?
Yes.
When I get the money. See, this is why I need you to be more patient.
I don't want
Y'all are not struggling like that. I don't know why you were pressuring me for this little bit of money.
I don't want patience on the list.
So
How about you just not charge me? How about Anna doesn't charge Ray for rent?
I don't want patience on the list.
So feeling adamant about having patience removed from the list?
Yes.
So, and what we can do, Jules, is can we just kind of put a marker next to Anna is more patient, and when we go back through the list, Again, we'll identify the things that you all can easily and quickly agree on together. And then we can look back and see if there's anything that we can do with the ones that you don't agree on.
Ms. Wendy, I'm not saying about the list.
So feeling done with ideas around communication.
Yes, I'm done.
And Ray, I heard you mention an idea about the rent. And so when we get to, so we're going to go through one topic at a time. So when we get to living arrangements, that'll be the chance to talk about all the ideas you have about, the rent and the schedule. So right now, you were saying around communicate. Is there any ideas around communication about the rent that gets you, the understanding and flexibility that you're looking for? I think I heard you say that you're going to inform Anna about when you're paid.
Right. So that would mean that she doesn't need to ask me about it. So Anna don't.
Okay, so Anna doesn't ask?
Yeah. He's doing a job.
About rent.
And is there anything around communication that, or any ideas you have around communication that can help you with getting the politeness that you want?
I want him to be respectful, Ms. Wendy. I'm done with the list. I want him to do the stuff that I said right here on this part right here. That's what I want him to do.
I see earlier you mentioned Ray wanting Ray to be respectful of his tone and things he's saying. Is there anything, any other ideas?
Yeah,
more
because
specific ideas
I
around
want him.
respect?
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up again. Yes, I want him to listen to, all the, Mama, look, you don't understand, and, I'm tired of telling you this over and over again, and, yeah, this your house, I know this your house, you don't have to keep telling me the same thing, and, some of that money is my money, I want to do what I want to do with it, and you can't tell, all of that, their behavior, that tone, I want that to come down a notch. I want him to learn how to address me when he's talking to me.
Really address. Okay, can you tell me a little bit more about what?
I want him to, to listen, and I want him to, when I speak and after I speak, and he speaks, I want us to be more tolerant and more respectful of what that person is saying. Not all of the twisting your head, blinking your eyes, and he slaps his hand. Mama, listen, listen to what I'm saying. Like I'm standing right there, I hear him. I want him to just be respectful. You don't clap your hands at your mama like that.
So how can we capture that? Ray uses less body language when communicating?
Yes, exactly. That's less body language. See rolling his eyes? Just saying.
So I have that Ray addresses Anna with respect. Ray and Anna are more tolerant and listen.
Yes.
And that Ray doesn't clap hands or blink eyes.
Yes, roll his eyes
roll
when he
eyes.
is talking to me. Yes, and yes.
Well, that's fine, because I usually do when I'm listening anyway, so that works.
What else?
I'm done. I am done.
Is there anything around, for you, Ray, around, you mentioned some ideas early on about how to address the cleanliness in the house and how you can get support for that. Is there any other ideas you have about how to be supported around, in terms of communication? Let me ask that question again. You mentioned earlier ideas about getting support with housework. Is there anything around communication that would support that?
I support him in housework. He comes to a clean house. So what we need to put up there is that he is more aware of the things that he needs to do when he is, when he finish something, when he finish a task, when he finish it, like, in other words, like if he come home and he wants something, he wants some dishes to do something in the kitchen.
Tell us more, right? I could have swore she was asking me a question. I'm just saying, I mean, we both be listening, right? I can agree to listening more. But,
if he agreed to listening more, first of all, do we have that up there? Ray listens
I have
more?
Ray listens to Anna.
and then there's Ray and Anna are more tolerant and listen. So, I guess I could be more tolerant if you asked them questions that were directed at me. If you would listen. So, yeah, I guess.
So Ray more tolerant of Anna's questions?
No. Miss Wendy over here asked me a question. Mama answered. So I'm saying I'll be more tolerant of her answering questions that were directed at me. I wasn't necessarily just suggesting that, but if you want to put it up there, I could try. So I guess I'll practice that now. Go ahead, Mama, finish up. What were you saying?
I just want him to just be more aware of, not just him, I guess. I could work on it too. I guess, I could just be, he is an adult. He is an adult. So maybe,
Ooh, hallelujah. She acknowledged that.
So Anna acknowledges
Y'all
Ray
are
is
good.
an adult.
yeah, he is an adult. And, maybe I could learn to trust that he's trying to make things better.
I would really like that, Mom.
But I want him to demonstrate things. I want him to demonstrate his progress. Like, I don't have to keep saying the same thing over and over. And for him to just be more caring, like Ms. Wendy said earlier. Or a little bit more caring.
So what ideas do you have to get you the respect and the freedom of expression that you both are looking for?
I don't want to argue. I want us to speak in respectful tones and to be aware of the other person's feelings.
And who is that? That's both of you?
Yeah,
Ray and
that's
Anna
what I would like, yeah.
are aware of each other's feelings?
Right.
So if we're disagreeing and we're having a conversation, is that an argument?
No.
Okay. So there's a certain level of disagreement which then makes it become an argument.
No. That's not an argument. What turns into an argument is when I say something and you feel like, oh well, I want him to just be more mindful when he's talking to me, and try to understand the things that I'm asking him to do, If I was in his house, he would want things done a certain way. That's all I'm saying. Just be more mindful if it were yours. If the same thing we're talking about was reversed.
So Ray is more mindful and understands what Anna is asking.
Yeah, just asking, that's it, period. Whatever I'm asking him, if he could think about it and say, oh, you know, if this was me, you know, like if he could put himself in my shoes.
Can we do that same one for Anna too?
Okay, so Ray puts himself in Anna's shoes to better understand, and Anna puts herself in Ray's shoes
Yes,
to better understand where he's coming from.
yes.
No, I think she fit my shoes better.
Mhm.
But hey, a little humor is the spice of life.
Okay.
What about ideas, again, around respect, politeness that would give you, what ideas do you have around respect and politeness that'll give you, around communication, that will give you the respect and politeness that you want in your home and neighborhood? Do either of you have?
I'm good. This looks good to me. I don't really have anything else that I could think of right now.
Yeah.
And are
Seems
there
like
other
we're
things for
getting a little
you?
done
No, I think we've listed everything. That I'm concerned about.
Okay, well, we'll read through the list and see which things we can you all can quickly agree upon.
Mhm.
And you want to just read through first, or read through in circle as we go?
Yeah, well, I'll go through and just read everything,
Okay.
and then you can let me know which ones you can quickly get to. So I'm just going to start here where we started. So Ray listens to Anna. Ray is respectful of tone and things he's saying. Ray is receptive to the things Anna is saying. Anna does not bark orders. Ray says what's going on. Ray leaves a note if he can't clean up, explaining he'll clean up in the morning. Ray eats out before coming home. Ray tries to clean up and not make a mess. Anna understands that if he leaves a mess, Ray will clean it up in the morning. Ray informs Anna if he will be late. Anna and Ray sit down once a week to go over what's been done and what needs to be done. Anna listens better. Anna listens to Ray's concerns. Anna is more patient.
I don't want that on the list.
I put a dot next to that so we can come back to it later. Anna doesn't talk to Ray around friends and dad. Ray tells Anna when he'll pay bills. Ray informs Anna about when he's paid. Oh, when he receives payment, is when he receives pay. Anna doesn't ask about rent. Ray does what Anna asks. Ray follows through on the agreements made. Ray takes tone down a notch. Ray addresses Anna with respect. Ray and Anna are more tolerant and listen to each other. Ray doesn't clap hands, blink eyes, or roll eyes. Ray knows the tasks to be done. Ray is more tolerant of Anna answering questions directed at Ray. Anna acknowledges Ray is an adult. Anna learns to trust that Ray is trying to make things better. Ray demonstrates progress. Anna doesn't say some things over and over. Ray and Anna don't argue. Ray and Anna are aware of each other's feelings. Ray is more mindful and understands what Anna is asking. Ray puts self in Anna's shoes to understand her, and Anna puts herself in Ray's shoes to better understand where he's coming from. So which one of these can you agree to quickly?
I acknowledge that Ray is an adult.
Okay. Oh, let's just check the camera.
I have to pee again. I'm sorry. Can I please?
No.
No?
No,
Come
I
on,
said I'm
Mama.
sorry.